Hello, hello, and welcome back. We are back with the fifth and final game of the Best of 5 series that actually started last night. And these two players are currently tied 2-2. Of course, they are going to be our pink Zerg in the top right, Mr. TimboSlice. And his yellow Terran opponent, bbreed. So, like I mentioned, these guys are tied 2-2. The first 4 maps of the series were, for some reason, played last night, and they decided to call it quits at 2 apiece. Now they are rested, it's a new day, and they are here to finish off this series. So we will see who is going to come out on top. For openings, looks like a bit of a deviation already from bbreed as he gets a quick second gas. We don't usually see that from him. For the Zerg, gonna be his 3 hatch opening. And no scout this time from Timbo. He did seem to opt for the scout in most of the previous games. Not doing so this game, perhaps trusting that bbreed is not going to go for something cheesy, which he is not. No proxy racks or anything, but we shall see what the extra gas is going to be for. Again, he has gotten that first Marine, gonna start shooting this Overlord, but don't think he's gonna get it. Reactor starting on the barracks, factory behind it. So once again, pretty similar. Still curious what that gas is going to be for. But we shall have to wait and see. Timbo's pool almost complete. Almost has his 100 gas. I expect him to pull out of gas. There he goes. And we should see speed starting very shortly. And okay, so it's going to be a fast starport hidden away in the corner of bbreed's base. So I think that points to battle cruisers. Of course, hiding it in the corner means it's more difficult to scout, and bbreed has these 2 Marines that will hopefully deny this Overlord scout when it decides to fly in, and indeed it's going to be a fusion core. bbreed also getting a single siege tank to probably just defend against anything too crazy out of Timbo. I like that, just being a little bit safe, and even getting a second siege tank. Timbo on his side of the map going for a Roach Warren this time. He is already on 2 Vespine Geysers, getting his 3rd up. And in terms of income, both players pretty even. Worker count, of course, we see Timbo with a slight lead at 36 at the moment, but I do believe he's going to start making roaches once he is able. Now, first battle cruiser has begun. I wonder if bbreed is going to teleport this across the map right away, or is he gonna just fly it slowly and save the teleport to get out of dodge if it gets a little too hot. I think it's probably smarter to just teleport, get the damage done right away to prevent any overlords from scouting, and that'll give Timbo some time to put up spores. At the moment, not much anti-air from Timbo. And once again, not really starting the creep spread just yet. So bases are not connected. The queens will not be able to reinforce each other as easily. And there's the BC. It has warped in. Gonna start picking up some drones. Gonna fight this single queen. And the queen is very low. I think you should just go for it. But this BC can do a ton of damage right now. Not too much anti-air out of Timbo. Oh, almost catches those biles. Now 2 spores have finished in the natural base, and 4 queens, especially because this BC is low HP, 4 queens would be enough. Gotta be careful of the biles. But with proper control, bbreed can just dance this BC around and be super annoying, pick up some drones here and there. As we see already, 10 kills. This has been very worth it so far. Do gotta be careful though, don't want to take too much damage. Is able to get out of there, and now the second BC is almost done. Curious to see if he's going to warp that in as well. Not too much anti-air in the main base of Timbo. No spores just yet. And none either at the third. So Timbo really need to get on top of that. Now the second BC is done. Is bbreed gonna warp it in? He's kind of focused elsewhere, I suppose. Trying to lift and land his second command center. There it goes. The second BC warps into the natural. Wonder why he chose that location, because that's the one spot he knows has 2 spore crawlers. But able to pick off 6 drones right away. Even gets a Ravager. Maybe an Overlord? No, not going to be able to get the Overlord, and it's taking a lot of damage. The queens might be able to get it. Gonna need to control a little better, bbreed. But during all this time, Timbo has been spread very thin. Oh no, this BC gonna go down. During this time, Timbo has not really remade his drones. In fact, he is going all in, it seems. 9 roaches on the way, marching his Roach Ravager across the map at the moment. And what does bbreed have? Well, 3 tanks. He still has his first BC, which he is starting to repair at the moment. And this is not going to be a successful attack from Timbo, I do not think. Of course, none of these units hit up. The biles sure can potentially land, but it's going to be difficult to land those biles, and this BC is just going to get a ton of damage. Army size, yes, favoring Timbo, but the BC is very powerful, and these tanks, of course, with their massive damage potential, are just going to be too difficult for Timbo to break. So what is he going to do? Looks like he has started to drone back up to 37 at the moment compared to bbreed's 30. bbreed floating a lot of minerals, by the way. And bbreed also getting Yamato cannon, which kind of an odd choice since he only has the 1 BC and he doesn't seem to have any more on the way just yet. I would like to see this BC get repaired. And Timbo going for, where is that Hydra Den I saw? There it is. Hydra Den is the follow-up, so going to be some kind of Roach Ravager composition with Hydralisks. Not a bad composition, as it looks like bbreed is going for mech. Along with some Marines. Marines obviously very good all-around units, and the lack of Banelings is gonna be good news for the Marines. No upgrades for the Marines, however. No combat shields, no stim packs, so if he keeps committing to them, I would like to see those start up. Income advantage has been largely in favor of Timbo for most of the game. Some spikes for the Terran here and there, most likely due to mules, but with this third base, he has kind of taken the lead for now. Units killed. 15 Zerg units have gone down. I actually would have thought more have gone down in terms of the workers, but 37 other units. That includes queens, overlords, roaches, ravagers, etc. So pretty Terran favorites so far. And if we take a look at how much resources have been lost, that's the button. So yeah, 2,000 more resources lost out of the Zerg players. So bbreed being very efficient with his units so far in this game. And sitting on 3 bases, that's a pretty comfortable place to be as a Terran player. And pretty even on the worker count as well. So bbreed should be pretty happy about that. Timbo on his side of things, he's got his 3 bases pretty well saturated. Yeah, good transferring the drones to the gas there, and he's setting up his 4th, but not the best drone count. He has been left alone for the past few minutes, so he has had the opportunity to drone back up. Instead, he has been devoting a lot of his resources into this army here, this Roach Ravager Hydra army, but again, just kind of sitting them at home, not really making use of them. And yeah, a lot of those resources could have gone into drones to better his economy, but maybe he felt a little unsafe due to the BCs and the army he saw earlier. And bbreed focusing pretty heavily on his macro this game, perhaps realizing that in previous games his macro kind of cost him the games. So getting a 4th, and I like that decision, but he is going to have to hold this attack from Timbo. And what does he have for defense? A bunch of Marines, a couple of tanks, a single Thor, and this BC, 2 BCs actually. And oh, you gotta dodge those biles. Oh no, losing a lot of Marines there. The Widowmines burrow, they're gonna get some nice hits off. And it looks like it's gonna be a hold from bbreed, but he did lose some expensive units. I think he lost 1 tank, 1 BC, a bunch of Marines. So you do have to be a little bit careful, especially moving out like this, bbreed. And oh, loses that battle cruiser. A little sloppy there. There's no reason you should be losing battle cruisers, especially if they have their teleport. And I don't think we've seen any Yamato cannons either out of bbreed. He did get that research, but has not utilized it. You can just use it to pick off a free Ravager or Hydralisk, what have you. So a bit of a misstep there out of bbreed. In terms of upgrades, our Zerg player is sitting on 2-2. Our Terran has +2 ship weapons and +1 vehicle plating. And he's working on... No, sorry, that's +1 vehicle weapons, I think. So +2 for his BCs and +1 attack for his tanks and stuff. And now bbreed has his 4th up, but Timbo has his 5th and even working on his 6th. Both players currently sitting at 69 workers. Nice. But it looks like bbreed is actually going to be the one to take the worker lead at the moment. 73. You don't really see the Terran going up in the worker count. Usually it's the Zerg who really launches up in the economy, and oh no, bbreed once again chilling his units in the middle of the map for no good reason. Gonna lose a handful. Now these 2 BCs gonna try to hold down the fort. Once again, bbreed gonna sloppily lose those. The army control has definitely been lacking from bbreed. Definitely should not be losing those BCs, and this base gonna go down. Where's bbreed's army? Looks like they were over at the 4th. Gonna come back, siege up the tanks now, but gonna lose them all. And this 1 BC is going to be able to, oh maybe not, I thought it was going to be able to clean that up, but the Hydras are pretty good. And now bbreed is in a world of trouble. He's lost his 3rd base, lost a lot of units, and most importantly, he's down to only 107 supply. Timbo sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases at the moment. Not fully saturated, but still 6 bases. Very considerable economy, very considerable army as well. Actually, these are all roaches. Where is the rest of Timbo's army? I guess they're still producing. bbreed gonna move out with a strange force of tanks and widow mines. Few marines escorting them. And once again, sitting in the middle of nowhere. You gotta be more careful with your army, bbreed. Timbo, of course, now with the vision provided by this overseer, can potentially set up a flank and catch all these units if he wants, or he could just stroll right on in through the front and yeah, gonna pick off a handful of those tanks once again. Not sure why bbreed was just loitering out in the middle of nowhere. And that's gonna cost him all those tanks and most likely the game at this point. Nice little change from bbreed, going for a mech composition this game, and I definitely think he had some opportunities with the 4 base economy, but the army control was just lacking, definitely leaving a lot to be desired. And some good moves by Timbo, recognizing the opportunities, recognizing the army sitting in the middle of nowhere and jumping on that. So good moves by Timbo, and now bbreed just getting battered left and right. Gonna lose this base yet again. And he's just been beaten down so much. He really doesn't have the economy anymore. His army is in shambles. And Zerg has just remained untouched for the past, I don't know, 10-15 minutes or so. It was dicey at the beginning with the BC, but Timbo was able to stabilize, and he's in prime position to seize this game. Maybe respecting bbreed a little too much. Gonna regroup, give bbreed a chance, maybe giving him some false hope, toying with his opponent. But as we can see, Timbo getting his 7th base now. Timbo sitting on 3-3 as well for his Roach Hydra. And his economy is just untouched. 76 workers, pretty good. You still gotta respect the tanks though, especially through a tiny choke like that. I'd like to see Timbo go for some Vipers perhaps. As we know, Vipers can completely negate tanks with their Blinding Cloud. Just cast the Blinding Cloud and the tanks are pretty much useless. You can also abduct the tanks, abduct the battle cruisers. Very versatile unit is the Viper. But Timbo, maybe not too confident in his Viper control. Not going to go for that. Instead, going to opt for Lurkers. Where is the Lurker Den? There it is. And Timbo has been favoring the Lurkers recently, I think. And rightfully so. Lurkers are a very powerful unit. But bbreed kind of getting a chance to come back in, it seems. He's now set up this base once again, going for his 5th here. And Timbo just kind of rotating around the map, looking for openings. Not going to be too aggressive. Just look for any openings, and he's going to find one on this new 5th base. Going to pick that off right away. Very unfortunate for bbreed. And Timbo smartly just backs off. Very careful and methodical play out of Timbo, not running in head first into tanks. And even though he probably could, I like the respect that he's giving bbreed. He's being very careful. Even though he is rich AF, he's gonna be, yeah, once again, takes a couple tank shells and he's just gonna back off, be careful, spread the creep, take his base, and just being very careful, walking around the map, trying to see if there's any openings on this base. Gonna poke in a little bit, and this is actually not the greatest spot to fight in, as I was just commending him for being careful, and he walks into 3 tanks and a bunch of Widow Mines. But to his credit, he does take out all those tanks. And I was gonna back up, remake 30 Hydralisks. Getting his Lurker upgrades as well. But I would like to see something more advanced from Timbo. Like the previously mentioned Vipers, maybe Infestors even. Not that there's anything wrong with Timbo's current composition, and certainly he has the money and economy to just keep doing what he's doing. Now, bbreed finally realizing his BCs can teleport, did use that ability to get out of the way. I would like to see the repairs on these. bbreed trying to reestablish his 5th base once again. And Timbo going for a Nidus network. And sitting on 140 supply with almost 8,000 minerals and almost 5,000 gas. What are you doing, Timbo? You gotta spend your monies. But Timbo gonna be going for a Nidus. Where is he even gonna pop that up? It doesn't look like he has any vision of bbreed's base. So maybe just on the outskirts to dance around. I'm not sure what he's using that for just yet. And more Hydralisks on the way. And he's going to load everything up into that Nidus network and throw it down right outside bbreed's 5th. And I would like to see another one put down maybe somewhere over here to allow him to bounce between locations very quickly. Timbo unloads. Gonna take out the first 2 tanks very quickly. And gonna go for this command center once again. bbreed trying to repair, but doesn't quite get it. And what was that? Timbo just killed his own Nidus network. Oh my god, now these units are all stuck here. Oh my goodness, big mistake out of Timbo. Attacking his own Nidus network, giving bbreed a small chance in this game. Once again, Timbo floating a huge amount of resources and not spending it. Okay, finally spending it now. But now bbreed has a chance. It's a small one, but he does have a chance. He has a lot of resources of his own, but he could max out, and a maxed out mech army is very difficult to deal with. But bbreed not really on top of his production. He's got so much money. He should be making more tanks, more Thors, more BCs, more anything. Spend your money. Both players need to spend their money better. Timbo gonna roll on in once again with his mostly Hydra force. Gonna pick off this 3rd very quickly. SCVs don't even get a chance to repair, and he is going to keep it going, looks like. Maybe not, maybe yes? Alright, just gonna run in very sloppy, taking a huge amount of tank shots. And yeah, that was definitely not a worthwhile attack, but once again, Timbo is so rich, and yes, he's getting those Vipers! Vipers, one of the best units in the Zerg arsenal. They are just excellent in almost any situation, but especially against tanks and these other high value targets. Timbo with complete control of the map. Look at this. 8 bases. The creep is just out of control. Look at Timbo's vision. He sees almost the entire map. bbreed gonna start trying to clean it up, and gonna try to take this base as his 6th. Gonna float his, I think it was his natural over there. And yeah, bbreed is starting to get starved for money. This base almost completely mined out. This base still pretty healthy, but he hasn't had a chance to mine from it too much. It's been taken out time and time again. Now bbreed trying to establish this base here. But Timbo is so rich. And where are those Vipers? Oh, look at those scary looking dragonfly kind of things. All on max energy almost. And let's see how Timbo utilizes them. Gonna throw down one blinding cloud. Throw down another one on the tank. Okay, not the best Viper control, but it's good enough to negate a lot of the tanks, and the Hydras are able to just clean up for the most part. 1 tank left. I'd like to see an abduct on that, but Timbo just gonna ignore it for now, and instead walk on over to where there are 4 tanks. So gonna have to back up once again. 2 Vipers remaining, still pretty good on energy there. And Timbo actually down to 66 workers, but I guess he doesn't need that much because all his bases are mostly mined out. This one is almost mined out. Of course, his first, second, third are completely mined out. And Timbo gonna go in, take out this base yet again. And you get a bunch of SCVs as well, and he does. Oh no, those poor SCVs. 24 SCVs down. Timbo gonna go for the rocks even, just sitting in the tank fire. He does not give a care. Not sure why he felt the need to kill those rocks, but alright, whatever. You do you, Timbo. Now I'm gonna start working on these rocks here. No one is safe from the Zerg onslaught. Not the Terran, not the rocks, not even the Zerg's own Nidus network. Speaking of which, we have not seen that utilized any further. In fact, some units are still in there. Oh no. If it ever came down to a maxed out army versus a maxed out army, Timbo would be behind. But I mean, he's just so rich. That's really the story of the game, isn't it? 10k resources in the bank. And alright, maybe he's listening to this cast because he is using that Nidus once again with this Changeling for vision. And 45 HP on the Changeling. Does that reflect bbreed's Marines? I've never noticed that before. Anyways, the units unload. They're gonna take out this base. That's the only mining base out of bbreed, and with that, bbreed is gonna be so starved of money. Not killing his own Nidus this time. And does bbreed, he does have a few Marines. Yeah, 45 HP on the Marines means he never got combat shield. I mean, I guess he is going mech, but still. Timbo popping out his Nidus once again on the other side of the map. Really abusing the mobility, or lack thereof, out of the Terran player who has decided he has had enough. He's going to go for a counterattack, but this is not very scary. And of course, this is all bbreed has. If he loses this army, that's it. He doesn't have the money to rebuild. Timbo, on the other hand, he can remax another 5-6 times. He's gonna stroll on in, pick off 11 SCVs and a bunch of infrastructure, and just back off once again. 26 more Hydralisks in production, and bbreed is just dead at this point. Gonna try to float this command center over, gets picked off by Hydras. And no mining at all out of bbreed. He does have this base, which is misplaced. And he has 17 workers, which he could send over. But not sure what they're doing. They're just slacking. They do not want to work for this commander. They do not believe in him any longer. And ooh, nice abduct from Timbo. And you can keep going. Keep yoinking those tanks. Gonna go for a blinding cloud. Blinding cloud, of course, does not affect Widow Mines because Widow Mines, they don't technically have an attack. It's considered a spell, I think. Yoinks that Thor into its demise. And bbreed gonna GG on out of here. Timbo takes the 5th and final map of the series to win it 3-2.